day. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Just say who you are and one sentence about yourself. Thank you.
My name is Susanna, and with Zita we are checking in from Hungary.
Lovely.
And we are coaches, mentors, and we also trying to start or make a coaching school really flourishing. It's about a 4-year-old business, and we are into our 8th semester. So we are looking forward to enhance our knowledge with you people. Thank you.
Lovely, welcome.
This is Shravan calling from New Delhi. I am alumni of the supervision course of Damian of cohort 14.
But
Yes,
is it your first time, Shravan, here?
Huh?
Is it your first time here?
No, because I came a couple of times in evening, this American network.
Yeah.
This time suits me better than morning Asian one.
Okay.
Well, welcome. Who else is new to this community? All right. Let's get going, Damian.
Okay, so let me prepare this. So welcome everybody, formally. For people who are new, we have been meeting for more than 10 years now. We meet every third Monday of the month at the same time in the same Zoom ID consistently. I think we have more than 100 videos from recordings from our guests over the years. So you can take advantage of all of these resources. I don't think that you will find so many great speakers and many people from this community. So we like to invite also the participants to do presentations. So everybody's invited. So if there is a topic that you would like to present on, let Lily and I know. I think Lily, we have the whole year already booked, or do we have some openings? No, it's for next year. But we start booking in advance. So if anybody wants to participate, everybody is welcome to present. Just let us know, and we will include in the program for next year. So in terms of this network with Lily, we have been thinking we have just our 9th conference. We have a virtual and in part we meet in person in Victoria. And next year, we are thinking about having again a one-day virtual program and then maybe go to Berlin for ICF conference and meet one day earlier and do a one-day conference. So people who are thinking about going next year to Berlin to the ICF conference, anybody is considering the possibility? Maybe if you think that you may want to go, be sure that when you make your plans, consider the possibility to go one day earlier. And with Lily, we are looking into that as a possibility. I don't know, Lily, if you want to say anything about that.
No, I think it'll be fun. And there's Connie the Keener. Yay. I saw your hand go up. So more information to come.
Now, today we're going to be talking about the new ICF specialization. So it's a specialization, it's not a credential. But sometimes I may say credential instead of a specialization. So, because I have done this session already 2 times, this is my 3rd time. And originally I was asked to do this presentation by the ICF Argentina chapter for Coaching Week. So for Coaching Week, they said, we would like you to come and do a presentation on this topic. So I had to do all of the research and call ICF and ask questions and learn as much as I could about this specialization. So I was able to provide that training. And when I was doing the session, many times I would say credential by mistake. So the second time I did it for Asian Supervisors Network at the end of a couple of weeks ago. And that time I did it less time. So I hope today I don't keep making the mistake now. I want to ask from the beginning, say, what is the differentiation between a credential and a specialization? This is what I asked ICF. Why you didn't do a credential? And they said to be a credential, it needs to follow a process. Like when people get their ACC, PCC, MCC, or ACTC, the team coaching credential. So ICF right now offered 4 credentials. And for all of these credentials, there is a process. And that process includes a multiple choice test at the end. So they say for this specialization, we are not going to have that multiple choice test, that exam. So that's the reason why we are going to call it a specialization and not credential. Eventually, in the future, when they have in place more resources and they are willing to look into it, but not for now. But even though it's not a credential because it doesn't have the multiple choice test at the end, still have a lot of requirements. And ICF came up with 2 specializations, one on coaching, supervision, and one on mentor coaching. And what's interesting in the mentor coaching one, they have one element where people can get supervision as part of their training. So this is something new, and that's something different, where there is an overlap where supervisors can also supervise mentor coaches. And mentor coaches can receive these units of education to renew their specialization because it will be required a renewal time. It's like a credential that every 3 years you need to renew it. For the I'm still learning the names of the 3 letters. Is Coaching Supervision Specialization, CSS. Okay, so CSS is 3 more letters. I think most of us here were going to get after our name. So sooner the letters are going to be longer than our names. Like, but this credential, particularly for people who have also the ESIA, the credential from EMCC. And so this is going to be the name of this specialization, and it's going to be a process to apply. So what I'm going to do is to share with you what is that process, what are the steps, and you can ask all of the questions that you want, and I may be able to answer most of them, but if I can't, I will just call ICF and find out and get whatever is not 100% clear. And by the way, they don't know yet what they don't know. So sometimes, like I call them and say, we have not thought about that yet. So Ruth, you have a question or
Yeah,
comment?
just a quick question. If mentor coaches in the new specialization need supervision, do you have to be a mentor coach to supervise a mentor?
Apparently, no.
Okay.
But it's not a requirement, it's optional. So it's not a requirement, it's optional, but part of the unit to get trained, part of the unit to renew the specialization for mentor coaching includes supervision. So what I'm thinking in my own program that I'm training supervisors to start including supervising mentor coaches as part of the training, because I don't think there is a lot on that yet, because everything is so new. How do you supervise mentor coaches? And in the past, interestingly, when that happened, I would say, no, that doesn't count for supervision. You need to supervise coaching, not mentor coaches. But now it's something new too. And I think we need to start, for people who are interested in doing that work, we need to start thinking, how does it look like? How is it different to supervise mentor coaches that coaches? And there are differences, but that's something to start thinking. Okay, any question before we start? So I will share with you the presentation. I will share the slides with you after the presentation. I will put them in the chat box. And by the way, these slides are done with the information that is in the website. So I didn't create anything new or different. Everything that I'm sharing with you here in this slide presentation is done with the ICF content from the website. So that's the source of the presentation. So let me talk for a few minutes, and then I will stop and answer your questions, and we'll see how we're doing with time. We have time to go to small groups to debrief. Can you see the presentation? Lily, can you see it well?
Yes.
And you see the presentation, okay, because sometimes you're not sure. Okay, so we are going to talk about the CSS, this new specialization. And by the way, ICF opened last Thursday the accreditation processes for schools who want to offer supervision and mentor coaching. So there is another name that I didn't learn yet for the accreditation of schools, of coaching supervision schools and mentor coaching trainings that have different letters, have different requirements, and they open up the new opportunity for people to apply to provide these services last week. I already went and I already applied for my supervision program. So anybody has any questions about that, I can talk to you about that outside this system about the meeting today. But for graduates from coaching supervision programs, my program, CSA, Oxford Brooks, people who have gone through other supervision programs, you can use that programs to apply. And ICF, EMCC will not recognize ICF will not recognize EMCC credential, the ESIA credential. They will not give you automatically a specialization for having that credential, but it counts toward many of the things that they are offering. In many places, they say that you can supervise if you have the ICF specialization or a credential from an accredited body, and that will count if you are a teacher at a coaching supervision program or you are providing supervision. Okay, so why this matters? Well, this is about the importance of being trained as a supervisor, and this is very interesting because it took many years for ICF to move forward with these. People who know me for years know that I have been with Lily, we have been advocating for this for many years. And we did have support from ICF and EMCC in all our conferences. They have been sponsors, but it took a long time for ICF to come up with a competency model that, by the way, is very similar to the EMCC one. They look very, very similar. There are not many big differences. And now with this specialization. So, but for a while you had seen in their website, ICF was saying that they recommend supervisors to get training to provide supervision, and now they're making mandatory for people who want to receive supervision and to be valid, they will need to have an accreditation from the CSS accreditation. The reason why they are coming up with these two specializations in supervision and mentor coaching is because they want to enhance the quality of the services. They want to be sure that the support is available, and they're going to be a registry. So at the American Coaching Supervision Network, we do have a registry. Now there is going to be one from ICF where people will go and would look at people's names to be sure that they have the training, the experience, and the specialization. ICF did some research before they came up with these programs, and they find out that most people think that to the coaching supervision to be more effective, 75% of the people that participate in the study thought that it would be important for supervisors to be trained. 67% thought that ongoing training is key. So that's the reason why there is a requirement of having 10 hours of CCUs, units of education, to renew the specialization every 3 years. And 70% felt that supervisors need supervisors themselves. So that's also going to be a requirement, that some of the hours of when people want to renew their supervision specialization, they have supervision too as part of the renewal process. So the idea is that CSS means that when you have your badge, you will get a badge like the other badges that we have for our credentials, like I have the MCC one and the ACTC. There is going to be a badge for CSS. And again, you're going to be the registry and the badge, all of that. It's related to how supervision is coming up to be in a different light for ICF, what I think is a really great advancement. Okay, let's go now to the changes in the ACTC. This is an interesting part because this is the part when it's mandatory. What is mandatory? So what is the change for ACTC? Well, supervision, it's mandatory for people who want to have a team coaching credential. And what are the changes? The changes starting in January 2027, starting in January next year, for people who are going to be applying for an ACTC, they will have to be working with somebody with a CSS, or they also are going to recognize the ESAI from EMCC. So it can be with an accreditation from another body. So if you already have a credential with the MCC, doesn't mean that you really need to have the CSS to be able to provide team coaching. But I still think it's going to be a very good idea to do it. So there are not direct changes for the other accreditations. But what changes? The idea is that for supervisors now it's going to be a requirement. So far it has been very loose who can supervise. For ACTC now it's going to be the requirement that the supervisor has a CSS or equivalent. That will be the. I am not familiar with other accreditations. I am only familiar with the EMCC one. I think AI in the UK also has an accreditation for supervisors. I don't know if there is any other one. If anybody knows about any other accreditation available, just let us know. If you can put it in the chat box, that would be great. So the idea is there is more clarity on who can supervise.
Damian, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
I thought that I remember when applying for the ACTC, I thought that the supervision had to be from someone who was trained as a team or group team supervisor. Like was a coach supervisor who had been trained in. So no, I just made that up, and that doesn't exist. Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, don't worry.
Thanks
You're not
for
many
that,
people.
Lily.
You're not the only one. I think
Okay.
we're all trying to figure out things, and are a little bit complex. So, for example, can you be a supervisor without having a team coaching credential? And you can. You don't need to have a team coaching accreditation to be a team coaching supervisor, but you need to have an accreditation. Well, I personally don't agree. We had this conversation with Lily. We think that for somebody to be a team coach supervisor, should first have supervision training and also team coaching when it's possible. And also for some of the team coaching or group supervision, we believe that before people go to group supervision or team coaching supervision trainings, they need to have supervision training before. Is that correct, Lily? Do you agree with me? I don't want to put anything in your mouth that you didn't say. Yes?
Right, I was trying to write it out on chat. I think that my personal opinion, don't quote me on this because we get in trouble when we talk our personal opinions, Damian.
Yeah.
I think to be an effective team coaching supervisor, you need to at least have some experience in team coaching and then the supervision training. I don't think you need to actually undergo specific team coaching supervision, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Thank you, Lily. Okay, so this new specialization, who are affected by it? Well, first applicants and credential holders, because ACTC now gains clarity on quality control. So when you're working with a supervisor, even to get CCEs to renew your credentials, the supervisor needs to have a CSS or equivalent. So far, right now, anybody could be a supervisor. Now the people need to have a specialization or an accreditation, what is really great. And for supervisors, CSS counts as a valid credential for supervising ACTC. And for trainers, the mandate are increasing. So programs that provide supervision training, the supervisors and the trainers need to have a specialization. So I see here in the call today here we have people who are providing supervision certifications. So if that is your case, you will need to go for your specialization. So it's important that you take this seriously. Okay, so what are the requirements now? This is what people are the most interested in learning and knowing. One is that you need to have a PCC or MCC, but I think it's good. ACC is not enough to go for your accreditation. So you need to have one of these two credentials. The training should be more than 41 hours. So interestingly, the requirements for programs that provide supervision training for ICF are much less demanding than EMCC. So for example, the requirement for the new programs, and I apply and I already sent all of my paperwork this weekend, the most is 68 hours versus EMCC that requires 150 hours. So the requirements are different. And here they're saying 41 hours or plus for training. And this training, 50%, half of it needs to be synchronous. So that means that 50% should be interactive. The other 50% can be doing readings or practicing or doing other activities or watching recordings. And it needs to be aligned with the ICF competencies and the ICF supervision competencies. There are two different sets of competencies that need to be aligned to. Okay, so basically to apply, you need to have a certificate from a training school that shows that you have the training. And then after 3 years, there is a renewal process where you will need 10 hours. Any activities that include development, and 5 of the hours at least needs to be in coaching supervision, where you receive your own supervision, what I think is great. And I think you can have the 10 hours on your own supervision. So if you are in a peer supervision chain, that counts. And that can be flexible. As I said before, the 10 hours can be completely entirely with coaching supervision. And the CSS application is not ready yet, but it's going to come up soon. So my suggestion is that you go and look for your certificate. I know for some people it's challenging finding them because you may have done it a long time ago, but go back, look for the certificates that you receive when you train as a supervisor. Also, if you have a certificate for your accreditation with EMCC, have that handy. I am not sure if they are going to require that, but if you are a supervisor or a trainer in a supervision program, you need to have the supervision certification, the ESII certificate handy. So I want to ask everybody who is having this role to have that handy because the supervision schools need that to apply. So people who are here who are doing that, please look for your ESIA certificate from EMCC because you will need them. That helps in the process. Is that the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. Okay. So I think that the questions that I heard the most in my other two presentations were around what do I need to do to apply? And it's not so complicated. The only thing that you need to do to apply is to have your certificate. Because I was trying to remember how many hours of experience they are asking, and I have not seen that anywhere. I didn't see anywhere that they say, okay, you need an amount of hours to be able to apply. What they want is you have the hours of training, and that, of course, you follow the ICF competencies that you're training in some way is related to that. So I am waiting for them to open up to see exactly what they want. But they may want also to see how your training align to the ICF supervision competencies. So I think that supervision schools need to come up with a document that shows how the program and how the ICF Supervision Conference are aligned. And they will need to show that when you apply. So I think these are the key elements for people to pay attention to. But we have the applications are not open yet. So we need to wait till they come up. But these are a couple of things for people to pay attention to what you may need to when you're ready to apply.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, now it's time for
Mhm.
questions. So basically, this is the presentation, and we have time now to see what questions do you have.
Yes, I just need to, I have a couple of clarification question.
Yes.
I am a coaching supervisor. I have been accredited by a coaching supervision school. The 41 hours of training, is that in addition to what we already have
No.
undergone in a coaching supervision?
No, that will be part of that. So you don't need to go and get more hours of training. Now, the ICF is going to look at your training and find out if your training follows or not the ICF framework. So there is a
Okay.
possibility that they may not recognize it, but I don't know. I think that main programs, like programs that are already have accredited by EMCC, the EMCC accreditation has much more requirement and is much more complex, and you still need to follow the EMCC competencies to get accredited by EMCC. So all of the programs that are already accredited by EMCC or AI, I don't think that there will be any problem. Now, if the program is not accredited by anybody, that may be an issue.
Okay. All right. The other question, go ahead. I am a coach, team coach supervisor of an ACTC program.
Mhm.
Do I have to be, do I have to get the CSS to continue my supervision of the ACTC program?
Yes. You need a specialization from ICF or an accreditation from other body, like the ESIA, that is the accreditation from EMCC. So if you do not have an accreditation with EMCC, you need to go and get the CSS.
Okay. What is the ESIA? I'm not familiar with EMCC. I'm more familiar with the ICF.
It's
What is
an accreditation as a supervisor.
the ESI? I'm familiar with the EMCC, but
ESIA is the name of the accreditation you get from EMCC to be a supervisor.
oh, okay.
And many people in this call have that accreditation.
Oh,
Here I saw Michael, Michael, you're always so resourceful and so generous in sharing resources. No matter where you go, you're always supporting your colleagues. So thank you for that. Here, Michael shared in the chat box the AC Association for Coaching. If you want to learn more about I heard that they also have an accreditation, but I'm not familiar with that accreditation.
okay.
Yeah, so Christy, people who have finished the program with me, my program CSA, we have people here from CSA, Oxford Brooks, all of these places who have gone through their accreditation programs. They are accredited by EMCC, so that's what the answer is. The issue is if the program is not accredited by a body, because they may not have recognition, because if they're not being accredited, they don't know what are their rigor. So
Okay. So
that would be
bottom line, if I don't have a CSS, I cannot continue to be an ACTC coaching supervisor.
starting next year. So you have this year
Starting.
to apply.
Okay.
You have starting next year is a requirement. So it's not that you need to have today or tomorrow. No, people don't need to rush.
Okay.
Like people are rushing. Like even with a mentor coach specialization, like people are crazy. Because it's a little bit stressful because things are changing and mentor coaching is a requirement compared to supervision, is mandatory.
Okay.
So there is not an expectation that people will get these specializations right away. They give 6 months to people to do whatever you need to do to go through the process. And they recognize everything you have done in the past, but you will need to show them that how whatever you're presenting is aligned. But what ICF is interested in being sure that whatever you have done is aligned to ICF framework.
Okay. All right. Thank you for answering all my questions.
No, because I'm sure you're not the only one who have this question. So,
Okay, thank you.
no, you're welcome. Anybody else? Any questions that came up? Yes, Isabel. Good to see you.
Hi, everyone. I wondered if I am ACTC certified and I act as an assessor. And I'm in the process, as you know, for the MCC. Our supervisor to be eligible for the UEC, I understand that we also have to submit the application for the CSS to the ICF process.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. I understand the last one. And to apply for CSS is not open yet. So
Yeah.
it's going to be opening soon. So as soon as I open, pay attention because through the American Coaching Supervision Network LinkedIn, we have a LinkedIn page. So we want to invite everybody to participate and to be more active because there is open to anybody who wants to join. And it's a community where we share resources. So when we
Okay.
learn about conferences, events, if you are doing something around supervision and you want to invite people to join, it's a good place to communicate with this community, and it's open. And the only thing is, I think you need to request to be part of it. And then there we will, as soon as we hear what's going on, we will be posting there the information that everybody needs to be able to apply. So pay attention to that page, become engaged with that and involved. And we want to invite everyone to be more active so we have communication between sessions.
I was
Susan?
wondering if people who
sorry,
are,
sorry, Isabel, I didn't understand the question. So I understood the last part. What was the first part?
it's if we act as assessor, ACC and PCC assessor,
Mhm.
do we have to do other training or anything else to have the CSS?
No, they're different things. If you're an assessor and
Okay.
everything related to assessment is not related to supervision, so like they're two different completely things. For you to be an assessor, you will definitely need to have a new specialization as a mentor coach, and there is also going to be some requirement because it's interesting. They are changing the mentor coaching job because now
Yes.
part of the mentor coaching job is to be an assessor. So before the assessor was somebody else. Now the mentor coaches are going to be the one assessing and deciding at the end if the person is or not passing the expectation for the credential that they're applying for. So, but there is no relation with supervision. And in that, what is the relation? Is that part of the training of mentor coaches and part of the renewal of the mentor coaching specialization may include supervision by somebody supervisor with specialization. So this is what
Thank you. That's clear.
So this is an opportunity, particularly here, there are many mentor coaches. So if you're a mentor coach, you may really look into this, into offering supervision to mentor coaches.
I already have the
That
process.
can be
It's
something
okay.
new and different. Susan?
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Damian. This is very helpful. And I'm wondering if you were to speculate or look out into the future, how far do you think we are away from having all credential renewals a requirement for supervision?
Well, Lily, we have been fighting for this for 10 years, but we think that I don't think it will happen for now because many people don't think that supervision should be mandatory. I don't agree with that, but that's my very personal opinion. But the people probably that are the most resistant are the ones who probably need it the most, because are the ones who don't realize that supervision helps them to see what they're not seeing, no matter how much experience you have. But I have heard from people, the first reaction with this specialization is, oh, ICF is trying to get more money. So I heard that from several people that say, oh, this is another way for ICF to get money. And I think that I also have heard that in the past, oh, supervision is another way to for coaches to make money instead of saying, okay, this is really the opportunity to grow and learn. So you may hear that too, but I don't think that will happen for a while, if ever. because of that, because there are many different perspectives around it.
Yeah, that's
I do believe.
interesting because,
Mhm.
sorry.
No, no, no.
It's interesting because they are requiring it for team coaches. So
Yeah.
maybe it's not as far away as, I don't know. We'll
I hope
see.
so, Susan. I
I
have
hope
been an
so too.
advocate. I have been an advocate of this for 10 years. So for 10 years, I have been talking about this and sometimes getting in trouble because of that. So,
Yeah.
it's, oh, I hope so. I hope you're right. This is what I want to
Yeah,
say. I hope you're right.
I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah. Connie? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Thank you. I lowered my hand, but I didn't unmute. Okay, there's a lot of things. I just want to check my math and understanding. Thank you for everything you've shared. I'm much more clear, but just to kind of bottom line it and make sure I understand. It's not open yet, so we don't know exactly what they're going to require. Our coaching, our certificate of supervision for sure, ESIA likely, and there may be other things, but we don't know what they are. Is that right?
Yeah, my guess is that they may ask you, it's like you would be applying to get a credential and a specialization
Right, right.
through portfolio. It will be portfolio. Why? Because they are not still programs that are accredited by ICF. In the future, when the programs are accredited by ICF and you graduate from an accredited coaching specialization in supervision or mental coaching by ICF, it will be automatic. But because that is not ready yet, everybody who is going to be applying is what we call a portfolio path. It's a path for a program that is not accredited, has not been accredited yet or accredited.
Okay. So we could apply and do the portfolio, and when your program is accredited, as I'm sure it will be, right? You said you were applying, then it would probably be a more one-to-one, not portfolio, and just a pass
For
through.
new students, not for the past students.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have to portfolio no matter what.
Yeah, yeah,
Got it. Okay, that's helpful. Thank
yeah.
you.
And so what all need here, it doesn't matter where you got training as a supervisor, is that you need to go back to your supervision school and ask them to give you a document that shows how your program is aligned to the ICF framework. But wait, because we don't know exactly, this is what I heard, but there is nothing yet available. But other than that, you don't need anything else. So that's the reason why you all want to go and look for your certificates. That's the most difficult part for everybody finding where you have your certificate.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Lauren.
Hi. So I'm assuming your program is already recognized as qualifying us for the specialization. Is that correct?
I apply like other programs are going to be applying. So they just open the application process. And it's
Oh,
going
I
to
see.
take a couple of months, but it doesn't matter for you, Lauren, because you're already graduated. So it doesn't matter if it's recognized or not for you because you already did the program. This is going to be for new students.
Oh, okay. Got it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Thank
is that for everybody who's already graduated from any programs, you will need your certificate and apply with that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that any other questions? Well, we promise that as soon as we know the detail that everything is published, we will inform you and share the resources with you. Maybe we can do, Lily, do you think that maybe you can help me to get the link to our page in LinkedIn so people can join that?
Yes, I posted it.
Oh, okay. You see, we're thinking alike.
Well,
Okay.
somebody requested it. Ruth requested it, so
Okay.
I just
Thank
responded.
you. Okay, everybody, if you are not part of our LinkedIn group, please, now is the opportunity. And by the way, you know, and you have any resources, please share that there. Any information, any free courses, programs, anything that you may consider that can be of help for this community. Bruce?
Oh, I asked the question in the chat, is there currently, I know it's going to change, but is there currently in the ICF Global website a registry of supervisors or
Not
people who
yet.
declare themselves? Okay, I know that's coming. So if you were to search for other supervisors beyond this group, there's no other way that you can actually do it.
I think that right now I wonder if maybe CSA maybe have a registry. I can imagine that they may have one.
I think in
Uh,
ICF too, if you type in supervisor, some supervisors will come up because somebody found me that way.
Yeah. Well, EMCC, for people who have an accreditation with the EMCC, has a registry with everybody who is accredited, and it's amazing. Like I was number 10 accredited, and the first one in the United States. Lily was the first one in Canada, and now 600 people have the EMCC accreditation a few years later. So it became more popular and more recognized, which is good. Bruce, you have a question or comment?
Uh, I'm not sure. Well, it's a comment with a question. Thank you.
Yes.
For the mentor coaching, there's a document that the ICF put out that said, if you had mentor coach training that was ICF accredited, you got CCEUs for it, most likely that mentor coaching counted. Is there a document like that for supervision that says if your company trained you this way with ICF CEUs, because you did, is there a document out there that they've made like that for supervision?
I have not seen a document like that, but you don't worry about it, Bruce, because once that the accreditation is available, the specialization is available, you just apply with your certificate. So there is nothing for you to worry.
Okay. And I was going to make a comment on the certificate. If you've already renewed your credential, you probably already use your supervision CEU, submitted it to the ICF already. So they already have it. They just don't know where to look for it.
Yeah, but don't believe that they will know that. I don't think that they have thousands of members now, so I don't think there is a way for it. And they don't, and maybe don't even care about that. But I do believe for the accreditation of the program, I assume that programs like mine that offer ICFCC for the program, they will go fast track. I don't think that they will be too. I don't think it will be a problem to get that really fast when it's available.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any last questions? Okay, so we have some. We may finish a little bit earlier today. Any announcements? Anything coming up that people want to share? Like Janelle Beer, do you want to talk about our book club?
Yes, as usual. Yeah, hi everyone. We have a book club last Monday of each month, and next time it is very interesting. It is a book with Who Do You Think You Are? It is about transformation in coaching. So I will put more information on the LinkedIn thread, and then you can see it. It will be on June 29th.
Great. And then for the Asian Supervision Network, as I talked about ICF and this specialization in the meeting last month, for this month, we have people coming from EMCC to talk about all of the changes that they are coming up. They are coming up with a new definition of group supervision, a new way to look at supervision for leaders and managers. And they are going to be talking about the EMCC conference that happened in Zagreb last month. So if you are available, if in the West Coast or in Europe, Europe is not a really bad time for people in Europe or East Coast. But if you're in the West Coast, it's 8 p.m. at night. You may want to come and learn from what they have to say, all of the updates from the EMCC. And then we invited them also to come to this space. So Lily, you may share when they are coming to our meeting here.
Yeah, they'll be here October 19th.
Okay.
So similar presentation. It might have evolved by then because there's some really new things happening in EMCC right now. And as time goes, they will evolve as well.
Great.
And
So
then next month, July 20th, we have Sharon Jensen and Lisa from South Africa coming to talk with us about supervising internal coaches. That's July 20th. August 17th, Inga will come and talk with us about self-disclosure in the context of supervision. September 21st, Sherry Matheson and Carrie Woodcock will come and talk about team coaching supervision. Then we have the October 19th AMCC. November 16th, Sunny will be here. Where are you, Sunny? Wave to us. Sunny's going to discuss inclusion as it relates to the group supervision book that was published recently that Michelle Lucas and I co-edited. And then December is our community gathering, and that will complete our year.
Now, about the book, about group supervision, we want to encourage you to read it. It's a really very interesting book. I had the opportunity to collaborate with a chapter on agreement and contracting. And there is a discount code. Lily, I saw today, I received a message from Michelle. Is that possible that we can share here for people who want to get the book?
Oh, I don't have it handy. Sorry. I could put it in the LinkedIn after.
Okay.
I think it's a 20% discount from Rutledge.
And we're going to start with Lily, a group supervision certification. So for people who are already trained as supervisors and are interested in becoming group supervisors and want to have more training on group supervision, we have some people here who have participated in the past. We have 3 cohorts. So this is cohort number 4, starting in, when are we starting? October?
September through November, yes.
It's September through November, and it's on Tuesdays, evenings, 4 p.m. Pacific, or I think. So if anybody's interested, let us know. We'll send you the information.
And we'll put that in LinkedIn as well. Right. And it will be based on the book, so big parts of it.
And in terms of announcements, I don't think there is anything else. There is the ICF conference in DC coming up. I know Reggie here is going to be presenting. What are you going to be presenting, Reggie, at the conference? It's the ICF conference in Washington, DC in October.
Yes. Silence, of course.
That's your topic. That's great. Anything you want to share with us about that?
Sure, I'll make it brief. Thank you. So good day to everyone. I responded to a colleague's post yesterday, and she had just talked about how important she found silence to be and how difficult. So I shared a few tips. One, of course, being more time to think. That was incredibly instrumental for me in my supervision training. So, just sitting with it and what emerges, what evolves, what we shy away from in the silence, all those things. So I'm always fascinated with that.
Great. So for people, is anybody here thinking about going to Washington, D.C. to the ACF conference? Thinking, I know that our Canadian friends probably
want
to come to the US, and I don't blame you. So it's
I'm here already. So
for people who are coming, I am going to be doing a session on group supervision, and I need volunteers to supervise to people who have an experience in group supervision. So if you are coming to DC, let me know. So you can be part of the workshop, and you can provide, if you want to, group supervision to the participants during the workshop. Okay, so that's an opportunity to collaborate. Anybody else has an announcement before we go? No? Well, in that case, we are finishing a few minutes earlier. So great seeing everyone. We hope to see you in our next activities.
Damian,
Thanks, everyone.
can we ask for 2 minutes with you?
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Let me stop recording.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.